What's up, nerds, and welcome to Speed Gaming Prime for this Speed Gaming Live 2023 spoiler log tournament linked to best randomizer qualifier race. My name is Tyler Saul, joined in the booth by Radical Sniper 99. Jesse, how are you?
I'm doing great tonight. This is always a fun one. As you can see, we've got Vortex of Doom and Telethar here for this qualifier. This is our 11th out of the 12 qualifiers. Anybody who wants to join the SGL online spoiler tournament had to do 2 of these. So
if you haven't done one yet, too bad.
Yeah, if you didn't join this one,
You're out.
Sorry. Yeah.
And yes, these timers are 15 minutes, I think, but we should be going. They've had 15 minutes to study the spoiler log for this race and start and try to route something out. And here we are.
Yeah, if you've never seen a spoiler log race, what happens is that everybody knows they get 15 minutes with the log. That log shows you crystal pendant information, tells you where what the medallion situation is. It tells you the whole dungeon layout, where all the items and keys are. It even tells you stuff like what the bush crab has or the tiered tree poles.
Yeah, basically.
The only thing
the
only thing it doesn't tell you is what the what prize pack the enemies are in.
Look at Vortex setting up getting this magic pole here.
That's a new one. I wouldn't have thought of that for a tier 1, but really appreciate it. Hey, we got a free heart container there in Blind's Hut
and
with the flute.
That's real nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, big thing about spoiler, quick thinking, being able to read and parse that spoiler log effectively in that 15 minutes. And also, you're not going to be able to fix your entire route in that 15 minutes. So I'm not able to because I'm not very good at it. So being able to go back to it to find any additional information that you might need is really important. Otherwise, you're going to see a lot of low percent execution. These are 2 excellent runners execution-wise in Vortex and Telethars. We already have a Master Sword out of Cat.
Yeah, 2 swords in the well. That's a great one with the bombs. So easy. Don't need to buy the bombs. You're fine.
And we activate this flute and see if we're going to do anything else here in the Kakariko area or if we are going somewhere else.
Yeah, what I'll say, you were mentioning the whole idea of 15 minutes, maybe not enough time to really map stuff out. Everybody kind of builds their own process here. I did my 2 quals already for this tournament, and I can say my goal is to map out the items in 15 minutes. And then when I finish that up, I have a route, broadly speaking, and the only thing I really do after that during the race is I multitask a bit and try to map dungeons while I'm in them.
Right.
Or going to them.
What is the crystal and pendant layout? That's a good question. I have the prizes here. I have the spoiler log. I've not looked at it really. So our 3... pendants, we have green pendant Eastern, pendant Pod, pendant Mire, and then our 5-6 crystals are Thieves Town and Desert. So we see Telethar going for something on race game that Vortex skipped, and it's the hook shot. Looks like Vortex is gonna maybe grab that with the mirror later.
Yeah, that or there's just a better time to go get it. Maybe the boots are pretty free here.
And there's something on library or something, yeah.
Yeah. This is one of those things you kind of pick up on as you play more of these, is little things like there's the boots. So yeah, Vortex probably going to go back. It'll save a little bit of time in the race game. Although he is heading for Eastern. And I mean, with this being a pendant, I can't say I'm too shocked.
Vortex wanted that bomb real bad.
Yeah, Vortex played a little bit greedier with leaving after finishing up Kakariko, so didn't get the bomb purchase, whereas Telethar, really did decide, okay, I want to at least get the extra bombs.
Telethar taking that hook shot and headed straight up the mountain rather than Eastern, so going to be interesting to see Perhaps our runners are thinking about that mirror, wherever that ends up being. And Vortex may be thinking about doing dig game into race game, or Telethar thinking about doing... Oh, and there's our mirror, and Telethar is going to attempt this hover here. Really well done. Very, very good. Now just don't bonk after the bomb jump.
Nobody ever does that. There isn't a clip of that happening anywhere, right?
Definitely has not happened to me on a restream for sure.
Yep. So I did take a look. Eastern does have some stuff. So I don't think this is a bad play from Vortex. I'm guessing Telethar's probably waiting for a glove.
Mm-hmm.
And just come up from the south, or maybe able to pair it with pod.
Yeah, there must be... I wonder if there's something in this pendant pod as well.
Pendant pod's never the answer. I don't know where people believe that.
Wow. Wow. Shots fired at your league teammate. One
Always.
Leoria of Light. There are flippers in the Eastern Palace big chest. Lamp in Spiral Cave. Correct there. Speaking of Leo, there you go.
I will say for having that early, lamp and mirror and master sword, Tyler, we don't even have a pearl, a glove, or a hammer.
Yeah.
Is this an Agaseed?
Let's go with yes. Vortex picked up a cape. There's a bow at Bonk Rocks, which Vortex did not get just yet.
What I'll say on the cape, especially given it's in Link's
right
house,
there. Yeah,
what you're gonna find is a lot of people just make that call. That's a good safety.
Cape is a good safety. We've already got the best safety, which is the magic powder. Well, I mean, I guess mail is the best safety, but as far as actual items are concerned, I like the powder a lot. But cape is super helpful. Oh, a free vanilla sword. All right.
But yeah, I mean, between those items, especially when you put something so on the path of Link's house, you're gonna start Link's house sometime.
Right.
So, I get that it seems a little safe or out of the way sometimes to get certain items. The cape is far from being out of the way in this case.
No, that's about you are gonna save and quit there sometime. It's on the way for sure. All right, Vortex coming up here to get this mirror. We'll see if Vortex tries this hover. This is a high-risk hover.
Nope, setting up for the ledge, so...
Yeah. You got to be real confident in your hover in order to go for that, I think. And there's our Moon Pearl in Dark Cross, and we're mirroring
so a sword out. And a... Yeah, this is an
Agaseed. Mm-hmm. Yep. And away we go.
The one thing I will say is that looking at our current equipment, unfortunately, Telethar's not really set up to do much in Dark World.
Yeah, not without those flippers, he's not.
Yeah, if this is a West Dark World...
I wonder if we've got Hammer and Pod.
Yeah, I would think... I would only set up this way if I thought that I was going to get something out of Pod.
Yeah. And it makes sense that there must be something in Pod, because otherwise Telethar would have gone into Eastern there and gotten the flippers, right?
Okay, there is an item in Pod.
Yeah, so there must be something in Pod. Or else Telethar would have done this quite differently, I would say.
Yeah, given that information, I like this play. Especially because, that item in Pod is very much easy to get. You're gonna have to go there sometime. I'm kind of surprised then by Vortex's route in regards to that decision, but not a huge deal.
No, I don't know that it's a big difference. He loses a little bit of time, but I think that the obsession that we have with the Eastern Pod combo TM is a little bit, especially when we've got boots and everything like that. I think it's pretty quick to get back to the one to Eastern at least. And if you're way, then you're headed, you know, that's pretty quick to get into pod. So Talthar having a little bit of trouble here with
thank you, Redguard, for deciding to get hit by the hook shot and not the pot.
Yeah, that room sucks.
He had the right idea. It's just sometimes those RNGs do not cooperate.
I can. That room is super free if the right side Redguard goes down, and at least in my experience, completely impossible if he goes left.
Just make sure you have like some kind of stunning item. Give me a boomerang or a hook shot, and I don't mind.
Ooh, very nice hook speed there from Talthar. Gets all the way up.
We usually talk about like reaching the torch as being amazing, and he's almost past it.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, there's a channel point prediction for Aga Blue Balls.
That is one of the things that is not in the spoiler log, by the way, folks.
That's good. That's good. All right, so Vortex behind about an Aga climb here.
But up a flipper.
But up a flipper, yeah. So it's still pretty close. This is an execution error away, you know. Still plenty of seed left.
And that's the thing, like, one thing we don't get to talk much about is, you know, how amazing or fun the spoiler community is in a sense. You join one of these races and then just talk to people afterwards. Like, this is a group that will generally just start talking the seed right after it's done and just be like, what'd you do? Why'd you do this? Hey, do you think this was the right play?
Yeah.
And like, they are a group that really enjoys this routing aspect and how to see how much better we can make these routes.
We're up to 6 blue balls, by the way. 6 blue balls. That's a lot. Imagine there being something on Pyramid Ledge.
The Bombos medallion isn't too bad.
No, that's fine, and it's an Aga seed, so you don't have to take the the walk over there to get Pyramid Ledge, which takes 76 years to do. So we're good.
I will point out that is our my medallion tonight.
Ooh, that's our Meyer medallion. Ooh, yeah. Interesting. So something in Pendant Juicetown. Vortex says don't watch. It's spoiler. You're allowed to be in the restream and be watching. So, oh no.
We are not gamers tonight. Oh no.
Keck W. Yeah, so we've got Bombos for Misery Meyer and Ether for TR tonight. Shoutouts to Iceman, who is doing our tracking for us.
I will say, I'm looking at the log a little bit every so often when we bring up these things. In terms of the value of Misery Meyer here, I'm not seeing anything that I think Talthar or Vortex would pick up. This almost feels like it's a safety.
Yeah.
That can really be helpful. And there's our pickup in pod.
And we're done.
Yep. You don't have to do anything else in Palace of Darkness. You just need that glove.
That's the pod. The only optimal pod is a pod that you don't have to go into. But I'll take a shooter room only pod anytime.
So yeah, looking at Meyer, the one thing I do see that's nice is there is a progressive sword in Meyer. But given both of our runners are on tempered and are very accomplished in terms of their execution with the tempered sword, I don't see either of them picking it up.
Yeah, tempered's enough. So both of our runners picking up powder, maybe just as a safety. Vortex ran over to Magic Bat, but ended up leaving. So I think
couldn't do
could
it.
be for Ice Palace. That's a good point, Hookshot. So we do not have a Fire Rod yet, and Ice Palace is a crystal. So we'll see.
This seed's got some jokes just scanning over this log, by the way.
Lots of jokes? Excellent.
Oh, yeah. We're in for some fun stuff.
Jokes are my favorite. That's why I play this game. It's hilarious. All right, here are Telethar's flippers. And
I think at this point, we're going to flute probably back to Hyrule Castle. Maybe a save and quit?
Oh, yeah, okay. You can just save and quit from Hyrule Castle, and you end up on the pyramid anyway. Because we got the mirror, we've beaten Aga 1, save and quit in the Dark World, you're starting there at the pyramid. Okay, so we're actually really close here. Because Vortex is about to get his gloves, and then he's done. He doesn't need to mirror over here. So less than a minute difference between our runners now that both of them are in the Dark World here and have converged a bit.
I'll be curious to see how much they do on this. Like, looking over some of the items that I know, like especially our second glove and our hammer, this seed is going to be a funny one.
Oh, good. Excellent. All right. Well, there's goods in Skull Woods, as we like to see, because Telethar's headed in there right now.
Yeah, unable to clear this dungeon, but does want this prize over here on the right side.
And it's Cane Samaria. Need that.
Yeah, very helpful item to have. Great for some of our upcoming dungeons. Telethar down to 1 heart. Little scary.
Little scary. Dark World, Overworld Death, when our only Dark World access to Zaga Tower is pretty monka. But hopefully Telethar will be able to manage that nicely as we head into Thieves Town, a crystal dungeon. No hammer. I am not looking at the spoiler log, so not sure. And there's Vortex's bow, which was not logically necessary this seed, or logically necessary, not hard required this seed at least. And confirming that cape was really just for safety, as we are bypassing Bumper Ledge entirely. Do we not count GT? That's why I switched it to hard required. It's not hard required because as of right now, we can still mimic clip in GT, so that's possible. All right, we're up to 2 hearts.
Yeah, it's just that 2 mimic clips is a lot of time.
It is a lot of time, you know. But
even as good as people get with their mimic clips, like I'm bufferless at this point, and it's a lot. It
is more time than it takes to check bonk rocks for sure.
Yes.
So just check bonk rocks, even if it takes an extra save and quit to get there. All right, so Telethar up maybe about 2/3 of a Thieves Town at this point.
I was going to call it about half, but
about half. Yeah, it's close. Nice NMG strat there from Telethar with the sword buffer, with the bomb. That was very slick to set up the timing that you can dash right out of the room without needing to wait for the bomb to explode. It'll explode on your way out. Really good.
Yeah, this can be a great mode to kind of highlight those NMG strats. You know, This is an execution battle by far, but a lot of that can come down to, hey, do you know your NMG little bits?
Then these two, they do know their NMG.
Yes. Definitely Vortex a little more so known for his NMG. I know Telethar definitely has some good
Telethar,
stuff.
I think, dabbles in NMG, but his execution is top notch anyway.
Yeah.
But Vortex has been on the NMG grind for about as long as he's been around in Rando, and is really, really excellent at it.
But Telethar coming up on the blind fight. Might
Did you know
block the
this is a
case just in
scripted
case.
fight?
I've heard that before. Let's see how the script goes, but we got the cape just in case.
I think Vortex saved a little bit of time. He skipped a chest in the front. There's our Ether Medallion for entrance into Turtle Rock, so we need that.
And our first crystal.
Hey, that's pretty good. Need 7 of those.
Yeah, we cannot skip any of those things.
No. This is still need those for sure. This isn't mystery. This isn't no logic where we can like dupe stuff or whatever.
That's a relatively free heart container, I would say.
Yeah, totally get that for sure. I was gonna say over under 7 hearts to complete this seed for our winner. What do you say?
At this rate, I'd love to say under, but there just always feels like there's a heart container. There's the heart containers. And I know Telethar's set up for a 6th.
Yes. Yeah,
he's been picking up pieces at the right spot.
Pieces of heart, yeah.
So I think we're going to go over, honestly.
There's our Ice Rod at Dig Game, so we need that.
Like, given that Telethar's at 5, Vortex might be up there soon as well, depending on the brewery. I just wouldn't be shocked to see us get to 7, 8 hearts.
Mm-hmm.
There's still plenty of those easy locations. You know, you go through Swamp Palace and you hit Diver Down.
Right, exactly. Or there's the mini helm, the 4 chests on the GT climb. You know,
yeah.
Like
there's
how
just those
often is one of those
ones.
a heart container or a piece of heart or something?
Yeah.
Here's Johnny 2 bombs. Speaking of, there's 6 for Telethar, so I think the over looking good, and half magic, so we're out.
So that was just a safety play from Telethar. Planned out his heart pieces, and
that is, yeah, I think that's a really good.
Yeah, half magic's a nice find.
Yep. When half magic is that easy to get. Ooh. I have a question, Jesse. You are qualifying for this tournament. This is the first one of these that I've seen.
It is not.
It's not. Okay.
Yes. There is the reason we are going into Swamp Palace without a hammer, and it is not because of Specky Clip.
Outstanding.
Specky Clip is banned in this tournament, right. So there is something very much required here.
Oh, good. Oh, good. love a required swamp dip for something that locks the hammer. That's so good. Oh, hi, Specky. Don't worry. Yep. Justice for Specky Clip is coming, I bet. I'm confident.
So Vortex is going to be doing just head into Swamp. If he is going to do Hype Cave at all, we'll see. And nice, there's why we had to come in.
Memes.
I will point out, Specky Clip has been pretty much whittled down to about as free as it can get, I think, at this point.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Have there been any... I've been on vacation for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and so if there's anything new that happened in the last 2 weeks set up, I don't know about it, but it was pretty free when I got there anyway.
No, pretty much after, I believe it was Allison or Lynn, some of them. Like, the version they found was pretty much no menu buffs, no worries of sub-pixel variety stuff, so... But
yeah,
Hey, Tyler, you see where we are now?
We're in Ice Palace. This is
Without
where
a hammer.
the hammer is. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not where the hammer is. It's something else that's locking the hammer. This is fantastic. Oh.
I mean, what else? I think the only items we still are missing is a fire rod and a hammer.
Fire rod and a hammer, yeah. So something looking like it's going to be here in Ice Palace. Probably the fire rod, considering that we got Bombos. Telethar is hitting the switch here, which implies to me that the hammer is here. Because I don't know that you bother hitting the switch if you're diving here when you're going to have to come back.
Well, that's the thing. I'll tell you personally, if I'm looking at an Ice Palace, what I'm trying to see is how easy is it for me to get keys.
Mm-hmm. Telethar, I think, taking a second there to double check his key layout.
Yeah.
You saw him pause there.
So in this case, I will say the Ice Palace Big Key is an Ice Tea Room. And as a runner, like, that is pretty much a no-go.
Yep. But there's our hammer.
Yeah. So, like, I don't want to touch Ice Tea in this mode.
Nope.
So, like, I like this play of saying I need to hit the switch. I'm not going to Ice Tea. Like, this is our play.
Yep. And if there's nothing else in here, we're good.
I mean, can we call the mitts a fetch quest in a sense?
I mean, if the mitts are a fetch quest, then every item is a fetch quest in this game.
I mean, just, we had to go into Swamp real quick.
That's so good.
I think the best part of this mode always is wondering to yourself, how bad would this seed have been if I had to play it? Right?
Oh, man, that's the best. That's the best part about watching Spoiler, too. It's just like, oh, man, can you imagine if I actually had to play this garbage? And Telethar dropping into Cold Stare, looking for crystal number 2. How often is Ice Palace your second crystal in a seed? That's not inverted. Making good use of that cape. So we are a Fire Rod from go here at the 27th minute, 28th minute, coming up here. Just 10
By the way,
arrows
our Fire Rod's pretty good too.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Yeah.
My guess for Fire Rod, without having looked at the spoiler room, is one of my least favorite places for it, which is in the compass chest of Turtle Rock. I love that. It's so good.
But yeah, besides a couple extra double dips of dungeons, this has been a pretty decently nice seed. And you kind of solved what Vortex was looking for here. Coming over this way.
There is something here on Magic Bat. Yeah, so he was just like, oh wait, I don't have the hammer. I need to do this later. So that magic powder was required. This very well might be our Fire Rod here. And there it is. We're in go mode. How about that?
So yeah, there it is. That is all the kit we need for the rest of this seed. It's going to be Dungeon Rush mode. Maybe there's a safety or two along the way. If you can get a heart, if you can get a bottle would be nice. But honestly, not bad. 6 hearts, powder, half magic.
Yeah.
Cape.
No, yeah. Especially if you're Telethar with that half magic, this is an extremely comfy end game.
Yeah. I do expect our runners to get at least one more nice safety, though. From what I saw, I'll see if there's anything else that I think is possible.
Maybe some mail at 3 along the way. A bottle.
I don't think we're going to get one of them. The other one is possible. I'll be curious to see if either runner goes for it. There was one in the back of Escape.
That's pretty free. A mail or a bottle?
It's an armor.
Okay.
So it's... Yeah. It's the back left. chest, which would have been nice, but we've kind of been off saving and quitting ever since we got into Dark World.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to Back of Escape for mail for runners of this caliber.
The other one is iffy in my book. It's in Super Bunny.
Huh.
It's multiple screen transitions is the problem. Like you have to go into Super Bunny, exit it, or you go in, then you go in a set of stairs, and then like so it's 3 extra screen transitions.
I mean, let's be honest. I'm getting that, but I don't know about Vortex or Telethar. So, but males are the best safety in the game. You know, they effectively each one halves the amount of damage you take. So that's pretty good.
That was a nice moth.
Really
2
nice
spike movement.
Telethar.
I think we're going to be back to Swamp next, honestly. Between Swamp and Desert as our next crystal, I think
I could go either way.
Swamp's the one I would suggest in this position, based on my own knowledge.
There's perhaps something else.
There's something nice
that
here.
Could help us. Perhaps the silver arrows.
Perhaps.
That could help us against Landmo. So Jesse, while we are in Go mode and just watching Telethar and watching and seeing if he finds those silvers or makes a slip up enough, big enough slip up that lets Vortex make up a little bit of time. How does this qualifying work for this tournament? What do the results for this race mean for qualifying?
Sure. So in terms of the qualifying for this tournament, the way that the spoiler tournament online has worked is you just have to run 2 of them and you're in.
Okay.
Very simple. What's going to happen is that'll bring us however many people decide to join the tournament after the last qualifier tomorrow. All those people are allowed in. There will be an opening set of races to get us down to a 16-person bracket, however. Those play-in races will be, I believe the document says they will be best of 1s.
Ooh.
Yeah, so going to be pretty brutal, but after that, the top 16 will move into a best of 3 situation.
All right. And I would imagine that qualifier times then have an effect on seeding.
Yeah, similar scoring to what we've seen in most of the main tournaments that we've done within this community.
So the top score set apart time and etc.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now, there's only, I think that we only had like 4 or 5
there are only 4 runners in this race.
4 runners tonight. So generally, you don't see, you see some spread, but it's pretty much you finish, you get a decent time. You know, there are some rules for forfeits and the points that they'll score as well, but it's nothing too drastic.
Right.
So I will say the 2 safeties we've got are coming up. The first one here in Diver Down is, as you predicted, and I can't imagine, there's no way we're not picking up the silvers.
No, that's so free. There.
The waterfall chest is the other one that I'm concerned. Or I'm wondering if we see.
And Telethar says yes, and it's a bottle with a red goo. I love that. I love that. You've got half magic, like that really helps. It's not going to help you necessarily on Ganon, but if because Ganon Hug does 8 hearts on green mail, so you're in Oko from that no matter what. From the get-go, unless we find mail, but it sounds like we're not going to.
At this point I doubt we're picking up Super Bunny. There was a bottle available early. Ice Rod Cave was a bottle with a blue goo.
Oh, interesting. And with the flute early, I might have thought about that. But this bottle is more free for sure. Telethar on 1 heart should be fine here. 1 silver arrow, and Argus is down.
And this is one of the things, like, you see Telethar doing this, and
Vortex, this is, by the way, skipping both silvers and that bottle.
No, he's got silvers.
Oh, he did hit the silvers. Okay.
Yeah, he does. I was looking at his HUD.
Yeah. Did skip the battle. Did skip the bottle, though.
Yeah. What I'll say about the, like, what you can see, one of the hardest things that I've noticed about playing this mode is actually just quick swapping in general, normally. Because you're skipping a lot of the fluff items.
Yeah.
Like, getting around the quick swap can feel a little awkward.
Yeah. Having that tracker up, unfortunately, Vortex getting caught by an empty spin there. I didn't quite get the 0 cycle quick kill there on Argus, but down goes Argus, and there's crystal number 4 for Vortex.
Yeah, so like one of the areas that you use quick swap a lot in this game is around your hook shot and bow and bombs. And the lack of a boomerang, which is kind of like normal equipment in this game. You know, we don't think about it. We're kind of like, oh, I don't need a boomerang.
I mean, in vanilla, boomerang is the second item you get.
Right. In this race, it's like so easy that you don't ever pick one up. So it can feel awkward kind of quick swapping around there. And you saw Telethar onto the mirror for a second there. That's scary. Real risk.
That's real scary, yeah.
That was one of the things I was considering during my own. I was like, okay, be careful. You don't want to mirror, because we've all done it. We've all mirrored on a boss.
Ooh, Telethar must have been 1 pixel too high there. Misses the key dash. A little extra bonk.
Yeah, Vortex's running has just been a little bit cleaner. I'm not totally shocked by that. Telethar still having a great run either way.
Oh, yeah.
Still has the advantage.
Little trouble lighting the torches there from Telethar.
I'm surprised we didn't just go with fire rod strats there. Like, we're gonna go silvers anyway.
Who cares about the magic?
Yeah.
Really nice. Ooh, that was that last arrow was a little early, but it made it in there.
Yeah, it caught the back of that.
The back of the sprite. All right, and we're headed to Death Mountain for our final.
Yep, up the mountain, we got 2 crystals left in Hera and TR. Clearly, Hera's just going to be that right before... Oh no!
Dead rocked.
Of course. And insult to injury, just going to continue to get bullied by the cabbages.
Worst screen. It's the worst screen in the game.
But yeah, this is a great feeling for this mode. Like, oh yeah, I could have beat Hera a long time ago, but you know what? I don't care.
Yep.
It's okay.
Just a quick little hair pot. Don't check anything, and there you go.
Yeah, that's like the sub-minute dungeon.
Yeah, right.
We'll probably do the bonk here off this rock, maybe? No? Okay.
Oh, but then the dead rock. Oh, we got through. Wow. Woo. Tight squeeze. Good. Oh, let me just squeeze right through there, eh?
Oh. Now, of course, one of the things you will notice for this online tournament, and is actually a requirement, I believe, is the face cam. So we do get to see some of those reactions. I will say Vortex has been pretty calm.
I don't know. He just
expression wise.
The classic Vortex, like roll your eyes, shake your head. I've seen him do that so many times.
Yeah.
Wallkicks needs to go buy a camera for this tournament. Wally, I thought you retired.
No, everybody's got to come back for spoiler. It's one of those. It's that mode. Hey, a bug
People
net.
are coming back all over the time. I saw Faraime racing today. When's the last time you saw Faraime?
I mean, I also saw Fear join some of these.
Let's go.
Yeah. That, and we got League coming up, so maybe we'll see some people back in for this season of League.
I'm so pumped for League to be back. League is so good. Both of our runners picking up the fillet. It's right
Thank you for memes.
Half Magic
Vortex has nothing.
Cave, by the way.
Vortex doesn't even have anything to catch with that bug net.
The bottle maybe there's a bottle in GT or something.
There is one in TR.
Okay, so he's probably just planning on picking that up.
Possibly.
Maybe. Or else why get the bug net?
The lulz. Ooh, that was scary. Under those pipes.
Why would you powder that anti-fairy?
It's possible to get away with not needing the pokey key.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And that's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
Skipping that pokey key.
This is one of those little things that really is fun when it comes to this mode, is being able to say, hey, I can skip out on a pokey.
Yeah.
Because, let's see.
Unfortunately,
it looks like we're going to have Crystal Roller. Crystal Roller's a small
key, and then there's going to be one on Laser Bridge, yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to do one of my favorite things to do in spoiler or co-op or whatever, which is key dash the Chain Chomps room. Always fun to give that an attempt when you can do it. That's more common in Key Sanity, for sure.
Yeah, it's a great thing in Pilot Spoiler. You know, if you can get routed into 4 TR smalls pretty easy, it's rare. Very rare occurrence. Are we gonna burn this red?
Yeah.
Really?
Interesting. There's an anti-fairy in the next round. I guess you don't want to be Oko against these lasers.
But we're just gonna
you've got the cape. So yeah.
Maybe it's worried about being Oko for Trinex?
But there's an anti-fairy right here, and we've got the powder.
Yeah. Hey, maybe you would prefer the fairy, and we're not even getting the fairy, so...
Okay, dude.
That is the name of his league team.
That's true. Defending league champion, Talithar.
Gonna go for some backdoor one cycle, because I don't think we can zero on tempered. But no, we do guarantee our... No, I think it's like really
tight on tempered, yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible, but it's really tight, is my understanding.
Backdoor strats really just guarantees that one cycle.
Yeah. But very clean fight for Talithar. And for Vortex as well. Very good. Guarantees the one cycle. So no lost time there for Vortex as Talithar's headed over to Tower Hera. Very, very good Trinex fight by Vortex as well. And rip Blue Mail. So we are on 6 hearts green mail. That over-under I set about 20 some odd minutes ago was 7.
Yeah, might not happen now. I thought maybe we'd have that chance.
Unless there's one in, like, Mini Helma room or something. We do need that GT big key. Nothing held Vortex up, by the way, about the timers. They're just configured differently. Vortex started his timer when they got the spoiler log, and Telethar started his timer when they started to run. So they are 15 minutes out of sync, and that is expected.
Yeah. The actual race time room that we use for this does show it is pretty much in sync with Vortex. Because it does count the 15 minutes as part of the race time.
But they are in sync. Just
yes.
Doesn't look like it. Yeah, because in spoiler race like this, the runners get 15 minutes from go to study the spoiler log and start writing and start routing their seat before they actually have to start. So we are 2 cutscenes apart here, Vortex and Telethar are.
And just going down these stairs at Hera.
Yeah, and the mirror transition, that's about it. So, still very close.
Nice hook climb on those stairs. We're going to go right here. Is this faster, or
are
we just getting some keys? Okay, we had a key and a key. Okay.
And
we're going to go through the door.
No! Yes, the door. The middle door, the Kern door. I love it. That's really heads up by Telethar. Will Vortex do the same thing? I've only seen it once before, and it only happens in spoiler.
I've done it on occasion if, like, in a cross keys or an 80 keys, I've got all my keys.
Vortex also opening the middle door, the forbidden door.
Yeah, it's like, it's very rare. It's definitely a very keys-centric thing, or spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler, or in a cross keys where you don't have the mirror. Can be better.
And this is one of those moments where you're like, I wish I had a boomerang.
Yep. I always wish I had a boomerang. Specifically the red one.
Always the red one. People just don't understand.
Red Rang Gang.
Yeah.
Red flippers.
Those are called boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or the red boomerang, yeah. So, both work. And there is our big key in Bob's chest. And we are headed up the climb.
Now, of course, one of the things that's kind of a little bit less obvious that we did have there was some routing in the portal rooms. It's a bit more NMG-esque, so if you haven't watched a lot of the vanilla game, you might not be used to that route, but that is definitely the vanilla style.
Mm-hmm.
It skips the rando room teleporters.
Vortex taking this muscle memory. You can see him like, oops. Little muscle memory dropping the bomb there before Bob's chest, and so it ends up falling down before mirroring. So a tiny little bit of time lost there, but not too bad.
Yeah, and this extra magic just means Telethar can be just a little bit more aggressive on his climb.
Yeah. You'll see Telethar has switched to regular arrows. You can toggle the silvers on and off by hitting L and R at the same time in randomizer. And switching away from silvers after mimics is pretty common as a lag reduction strat.
Yeah, I thought maybe we would have swapped to the bow for Gauntlet 4. That red Zizak room does benefit from having a bow shot. It reduces any chances of the one unfavorable or one of the unfavorable RNGs where the red Zizak moves a little bit too fast to the right.
Oh yeah. What do you do for that? I don't know that strat.
You pretty much fire an arrow right as you enter the room. And if that red Zizak is really moving quick to the right, it stops him and keeps you in. Yeah, and keeps him in your dash.
Oh, okay, that's nice. All right, I'm gonna have to.
So if you've ever had that happen to you, there you go.
I do. I always just YOLO that dash as Vortex struggling here in Gauntlet 3 a little bit, so lose a little bit of time there.
And
that's see what. Yeah.
Yep.
Really good. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start to use that. Does that work only with wooden arrows?
I've only
down to
seen
one
it
heart.
done with one.
Can't do the drop strat here.
He's got a fairy.
Yes, that's true. So he'll be okay here no matter what. And Vortex missing the 0 cycle land mode 2, unfortunately. Nice cleanup. Or the 1 cycle, I guess.
Telthar is going to have to get a key here.
Don't get hit in here. Might lean on the cape a bit. All right, nicely done. And unless there is a heart container in Moldorm 2 chest, we're going to be finishing Ganon on 6 hearts today. And there it is, the under. So what was the difference? What was the difference between our runners? I think really the biggest difference between them, I think, was their early game routing around Eastern and Pod.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to point out a couple of things, I would say the difference in having the boots that little bit earlier for Vortex before doing race game, I think didn't really benefit him.
Yeah, I don't think that was a big deal. Oh, nicely
There's a
done
nice
there.
hover.
Very good.
So like I would say that I don't think the double dip of Kakariko for Vortex was really helpful. And the other one that's really small but kind of adds up here is Vortex getting the tier 1 pull in the house.
That's true. That was a couple seconds there that he didn't need to spend.
Yeah, the magic that he got from that really did not benefit him in terms of the rest of the early Light World stuff.
No.
We didn't have a weapon to use magic, and that could just be like a misroute based on that fire rod. You said you thought he was going to Magic Bat. Maybe he thought there was a way to get it earlier. But we're on to Ganon fights.
Fluting to Whirlpool 8 to get to Bonk Rocks was a thing. Yo, dog, which Call of Duty is this? It's actually all of them. All at once. If you overlay all of the Call of Duty games at once and run them just like on top of each other, it's Link to the Past. It's weird.
What happens when the next Call of Duty comes out?
It's still Link to the Past.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice 1-on-1s. Well, 1-on-1 for Telethar. Vortex setting up for his as well, and I love dash strats. They look so smooth. I love doing it.
They look so smooth, and they're quite difficult. Mine are still not there. But yeah. All right,
you know what
here
a good way to learn it is? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, get your GGs in chat for Telethar. Gonna win this race here. It's pretty close.
Just a phase 3 and 4 behind.
Gonna be less than a minute, probably.
Yeah, we got a official race time for Telethar, finishing first overall with 107.45, or roughly a 52.45 in terms of in-game playing time.
Ganon even really nice with the oh no! Vortex! Oh,
the hug!
Oh no!
Oh no! Hi Telethar. GG's.
Hi Telethar.
I came in at just the wrong time.
Tried to ope his way down in there below Ganon, couldn't quite get it. GG's Telethar, what'd you think?
It was a good seed. I've never seen a more Specky Clip seed in my life.
Right?
Spoiler.
Yeah,
funny.
We were talking about that, knowing that this would have been the ideal spec. Oh my gosh!
Oh no, Vortex!
Swiped by a bat.
Yeah.
Should have gotten that bottle.
Oh, he didn't grab the bottle?
No.
Or fill it up with?
No.
Yeah, makes sense.
Skipped half magic too.
Yeah, half magic was probably stupid of me to grab, to be honest, since I was doing it.
I like it. Whatever.
Bombus.
I'm not very good at this though, so not good at spoiler.
Half magic is like mainly a safety for Ice Palace or the GT climb when you don't have silvers. Like those are the two places you really want that half magic. And so like I have silvers and I didn't have Fire Rod for Ice Palace, so like it kind of was useless.
What's the point? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you did utilize that safety in ice and the cape on Cold Stare, so
that's true.
I did, yeah.
Lets you lean on the cape a little bit.
Yeah. So, but I think it makes sense to skip it. It's just I don't know. I play it a little bit differently when it's a qualifier, just because I really don't want it to go wrong.
Right.
Whereas,
exactly.
like, if I'm slightly slower, it like shifts my seating maybe slightly. But if I am dead to Cold Stare, I'm looking at maybe I don't make the tournament.
Right.
I don't actually know what the playoffs are, but
we'll point out that Vortex only had 3 silver arrows for this fight,
no.
so he's gonna have to. Oh no!
With the Lamau in chat.
But does get the kill there
for Vortex. After a little bit of adventure there at the end of the seed against Ganon, is going to finish this race.
Yeah, and Vortex is our second finisher, not only on the restream, but overall, with a race time of 1:10:42, or what is that, 55:42?
Yeah, something like that. And GG's Vortex joining us in the room. You're
muted, maybe.
You might be muted, yeah.
Okay, no, you guys are muted. Sorry.
Oh, well, there you go.
We're muted, maybe.
No, it's you that's muted.
GG's Vortex.
GG's.
Yo, GG. Yeah, skipping the lamp would have been really cool if you could actually do it. If
Yeah, my original route before I really thought things through I was just like, oh yeah, I'll get Fire Rod. It's in Kakariko, and then I will skip lamp. I'm like, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I got all the way to Magic Band before realizing that. And I flew it to 8. I was going to do Bonk Rocks that way because I was like, but then I was like, oh, I went back through, and then I was like, oh, I'll just mirror for it on my Dark World. And I went to Eastern right after Saha because I thought I could get the Fire Rod. So the walk from Eastern, or the walk from Saha to Eastern was something that was also not necessary.
Yeah, Telethar put that off and comboed with the pod dip. So.
Yeah, I think most of my route was fine. My only real regret on my route was that I got my bow before Castle Tower, the Bonk Rocks bow. Thinking I would use it for this CT climb, and then I looked at my arrow count. I was like, well, maybe not. I had 0 arrows. I was like, all right, whatever. I have Tempered Sword. It's fine. But there's no reason to grab that except like before your trip to Skullwoods.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing really well. I was gaining time until GT, and I just blew it all over the place.
I wasn't watching, so I believe it.
Yeah, I wasn't like, it was pretty close to the same amount of time. I think I cut it from like 40 seconds to 30 seconds in Dark World, but like not. But then just everything went to shit.
Yeah.
And then the Ganon deaths.
Yeah, well, those.
I got the hover though, so
Did you hover multiple?
Speed the run. Yeah.
Nice. I hovered from a mirror.
I thought about it, but I was not.
That was so baller, Telethar. I gotta say,
I was not feeling confident.
That's very high risk. I feel like going for that hover. So GG's on that.
Yeah.
I really wanted it to be like reasonable to get the Swamp Glove first, just because like that would be hilarious. But it wasn't. It was just way too easy to save the time getting like on the hook shot over and in Thieves Town and getting to Swamp. Like, I did mean to pick up the boomerang and completely forgot. I wish I had because the switch room was a disaster.
Where was the boomerang? Teletherapy
On Stumpy.
Oh, on Stumpy, I see, yeah.
Yeah, I consider it.
I was like just gonna do it for the meme. Like I was already pretty far behind, but I forgot. I did skip half magic, but
I also considered going right in GT, which probably would have been faster, but I didn't.
It would have been pretty reasonable, like with your half magic in the gate.
Yeah.
I think. But I don't know. I'm just so much more used to the left side. Not that it showed from the way I played it, but
also how can you pass up?
Yeah, I opened the middle door.
Yeah, how can you pass up an opportunity to open the middle door? You know,
the keys were
so fun.
The other two keys was tile room and big chest. So like,
oh god,
it's a pretty nice.
What a garbage key layout! Holy shit.
A perfect mic arrows too. And then I realized I didn't need to bomb the floor, so it was a fun seed. It was absolute garbage. I actually thought about asking in the race room whether Specky Clip was allowed, just as a joke.
It would have been a much nicer seed if it was.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not really actually that much nicer. It would have been marginally nicer if it was.
Shout outs to Specky, who's in chat. So he was very sad when we talked about it being banned in this tournament. But yeah, how are you two? So this is each of your second qualifier, I assume?
This was my third.
Your third.
Yeah, this is my second. I'm planning to do the one tomorrow as well, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, and I assume it's pretty similar for Vortexes. These are fun, and I'm not super concerned about it being a qualifier.
Yeah.
And so I join them when they are convenient.
Yeah, I want to qualify more than I like. Actually, I'm sure I want to actually do the tournament. I just want to like do the races, see how they go, try to do well. But I'm not super sweating it. Like if I do the one tomorrow and bomb it, like it should be probably okay, given that I was third the other day and second now. But I haven't actually looked at the scores or anything.
On that front, if I'm reading everything reasonably correctly, everybody qualifies as long as you did too. So
cool. Neat.
Yeah, I was gonna.
It's really just a question of seeding, and then it's only top 16 play in true series. They have to whittle it down to 16 for it to be best of 3 and whatnot.
I was gonna ask how the actual tournament's formatted because be honest, I didn't look it up. I saw I need to do 2 qualifiers. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
It's like how the NCAA tournament is trying to sell us that the first 4 games are the first round, right? And the round of 64 is the second round, but everybody knows that that's not true. And they're just playing games, and then it's the same round 1, but feels similar energy here. To use a sports metaphor on a video game show, it's good. So yeah, GG's
this is an esport.
This is an esport. That's right. Sports is sports. Yeah. Rando is an esport for sure. All right. GG's everybody. Thanks for playing. Thanks for the restream. Hello to Vortex's cat. Dog. Looks like a cat. Cat. Yes. Very good. Hello. And yeah. Any final words on this one?
Nope.
It was a fun one. GG's.
GG's.
Catch you guys next time.
Yeah. GG's also to our other 2 runners in the qualifier. High Ruler, who finished a little less than a minute behind Vortex in 3rd place, and then Shinmaru, who finished a couple minutes behind High Ruler. So GG's to those 2. as well. Jesse, an absolute delight as always.
Yes, it is always fun to get to calm one of these with you, or calm anything with you.
Yeah.
As Vortex mentioned, our last qualifier for the spoiler tourney is tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Well, the runners will start at 4. There will be a restream happening at 4:15 over on Speedgaming 2. So if you want to see another one of these, it's like an hour of time to watch.
Yeah.
So like not high investment, but a lot of fun. So try to catch it. It's well worth the time if you enjoy this high intensity mode.
And if you want to see more Rando tonight, we have one more Link to the Past race happening on the Speedgaming family of networks. That is at 10:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. A little bit different stuff. The Hybrid Major Glitches Tournament, race between Simple Clips and PH. That is at 10:30 Eastern over on Speedgaming 5. So check that out as well. Hybrid Major Glitches Tournament. HMG is a really fun mode, and that tournament's just getting started. So yeah, starting in just 9 minutes over there on Speedgaming 5. So check that out. For everybody here at Speedgaming, for Telethar and Vortex, our runners, for Iceman, our tracker, and Jesse joining me in the booth, my name is Tyler Salt. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you around.